You have a home to sell, but it needs too many repairs. So typically what we're seeing with people that have an older house to sell, it needs a lot of repairs. And it's really in this market because we're shifted pretty quickly from a seller's market to a buyer's market now.
Yeah.
So the houses, as you know, they need to be in real good shape, and people are pretty overwhelmed with what all is entailed to get that done.
Yeah, I think it's hard right now for some sellers because they hear the stories of they could go and hire a contractor, but they hear that sometimes some people, you have to go through 3 or 4 contractors, people don't show up, things like that. You don't have to deal with any of that when you reach out to us. We'll take care of all of that. We have our project management in-house. We can help them with the situation, and they don't have to go through the hassle of trying to find contractors, come up with that money, which a lot of them don't have that money to be able to fix the house themselves.
Well, a lot of our clients tend to be older,
Yeah,
so they don't really
exactly.
have the wherewithal to coordinate all that.
Yeah, actually, we just bought that house on 60th Ave from Patricia.
Oh, yes.
And I think that could really relate to some other people out there. She lost her husband about 3 years ago and has been in a deep depression ever since then. She called us about 6 months ago, and it's taken us 6 months to even get in the door. She hasn't had anybody in the house since her husband died, and she hasn't cleaned the house since. She hasn't been able to do any of that. She's living off of her Social Security. She had 6 dogs and 3 cats, and hasn't cleaned up after him once, it looked like. But she trusted us to come out and actually see her house and walk through it, and it needed everything done. And we were able to work with her and just say, look, you don't have to pay for any of those repairs. She's gonna move back to Indiana with some family. And we just said, look, we'll take care of all of this. And we were able to come to terms on a deal with her not having to do anything. She just moved out, basically left everything, and the house in terrible condition, but that's okay. We take houses like that.
That's right. That's right.
So it was honestly a pretty beautiful story that we were able to help her. At the end of the appointment, she was crying, hugging us, was so thankful that we were able to actually be there and help her out. And we actually get that quite a bit from the sellers we meet with. They're holding on to it so much that once they finally know that their house is sold and they got this burden off their plate, it's a pretty beautiful thing, honestly.
Yeah, because she realized that the house was in such a condition that it wasn't sellable, really. And so she contacted us, and finally, after months of conversation with her,
She was comfortable to let
to let you actually come, because she was embarrassed of the how she was
Completely.
living, right?
She said that multiple times.
And she didn't really realize that we can just take it off her plate,
Yeah,
write her a check, she can
Exactly.
move, and we'll handle it.
exactly. We're Applegate Home Buyers, and we buy houses in any condition. We'd really love to be able to come out and meet with you. And, if your house needs a lot of repairs, needs anything like that, we can take that on. It's nothing to, be ashamed of. We'd love to help you.